Hey, Ravi, thanks for joining us. You are based in Tasmania. Your
Yep.
shop is in Prospect Marketplace, just
Yes.
out of Launceston.
Yes, it is.
How long have you had the shop?
Like I've been working as a manager before
Yeah.
for 3 years. Then I took over the business on 1st of July recently.
Why did you take over the business?
Because like before starting the news agents, I was in mostly like I started when I came to Australia in 2016.
Yeah.
Most of the time I worked in retail, but it's like gas station environment. All the
Yeah.
gas stations I worked in most of the gas stations.
Yeah.
So then the current owner, like the previous owner, so he owns some of the gas stations
Yeah.
and he took over the news agency business. So like I've been working with him for few years and all. So when he took over the business, he asked me, "You want to shift to news agency?" Because I've been working for a fair bit of time in most of the gas station
Yeah.
industry. So he told that if you want, you can shift to this one.
Yep.
So he's also new. So I
So,
shift.
so you've been in Australia for 8 years. What were
Yeah,
you doing in India before you came to Australia?
like I was a mechanical engineer.
A mechanical engineer.
Yeah. Then I came to Australia to do maritime and logistics
Yep.
in Utah.
Yes.
But always even in India, I always wants to do business.
Yep.
Like I never know what I gonna do, but like most of the time, but it's in my thing. Like I need to do business. I don't want to do any job or anything. So and I
So
got when I,
you bought a news agency.
yeah,
Um, And when you bought that business, it was being run as a pretty traditional news agency.
yeah, it is
Now,
pretty traditional. Yeah,
yeah.
it's been
So
the
when
traditional.
when I saw you, it was probably now, I guess, 4 months ago.
Yeah,
You'd started to modify the business,
yeah,
and then we talked a bit about, where you want to take the business.
yeah, yeah,
And
yes,
in the 4 months since then,
yeah,
you've put the business on steroids and really modified it a lot.
yeah. It has changed. Like before, like even like when we took out the business because the previous owner, his name also Ravi. That's why you always confused with the names.
Yep.
Uh, like we both are like a fair new to the industry. We're not sure like what's going on. So for first 1 year, it's like it's fair bit like we mostly depend on staff. Like we don't want like going everything, and also it's also like COVID time. And sometimes I feel like why we are in newsXpress and why we are not getting any support. I got a few conversations with Michael too. Is anyone coming to Tassie want to visit my store because we are fairly new, so just to get some little support kind of thing. Then he explained because we used to do a lot of trips to the stores,
Yep.
but like due to COVID, the situations have changed. But like soon it's gonna then we'll start again doing all those trips and
So So when I was there 4 months ago,
yeah,
as I said, you'd started to make some changes, but then we
yeah,
talked about what you
yeah,
could remove, some of the traditional stuff you could remove,
yeah,
and you've now created this shop that's just so incredible. What I want to do is share my screen, and as you walk towards the entry to your store, this is
yeah.
what you see.
Yeah.
And you did this,
Now, one of the employee who works, her name is Emily. She
right?
does most of those signs.
And it's wonderful because people will see in a moment why the row your boat
Yeah,
is a theme that takes you into the shop.
yeah,
But but as soon as I see this sign outside the shop, I know that I'm not stepping into a traditional news agency.
yeah,
So if I look from there across to the shop, and I can see down the back here, we've got magazines, we've got Christmas cards out here, you've got your newspapers over here, but that's about, I would say, as traditional as it gets.
yeah,
I mean, you use really clever fixtures to bring products alive.
yeah.
And this display here, which is just inside the front door, I think you said to me yesterday that you change this
We
every
change every fortnight.
right.
Like, yeah, we change every fortnight. The display is gonna change. Like, we put different products in it and different, like as you suggested in our Facebook post, like saying you can do a color themed
Yeah.
displays and you can put all the products in it so that people aware of like you not only just sell this. Like
Yeah.
sometimes people notice like different items in the display, like
Yep.
which they don't realize, like we sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but like people like when walk into, they see like new every day.
Yep.
Like they
So
say like every week, like they say that, it's changed.
just inside the front door, if we turn to the right, you've got a stand there with some runners, you've got some product in there, you've got this dress on a mannequin,
Yeah.
and it's really telling me that it's not a traditional news agency, but
Yeah.
you've still got newspapers,
Newspapers, yeah.
and then near the newspapers, you've got this big wicker basket full of roll wrap, which is
Yeah.
just fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, you've got displays like this. So heading towards the card department, I can see this and I can easily see that I'm in an area that's probably more male type
Mail,
guest.
mail type, yeah.
And you do a display like this, which is just, people want to walk across to it and have a look at it. And that's the whole idea, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Like just to engage customers and make them a little bit interesting when they
Yep.
walk into the store and they see, like, even some people just walk into the store just to see
Yep.
and get some feel of, like, they like we get lots of comments from customers like saying it's the store is so amazing, it's so
Yeah.
good, we feel so welcoming, and that also pushes me to do a lot of things inside the store.
And keep engaging with things.
Yeah.
Um, Down in the magazine section, I'm jumping around a bit, but down in the magazine section above your crosswords, you've got this section here.
Yeah,
Um,
puzzles.
So I can buy a crossword, but also I can buy one of these elephant kits or a Tasmanian devil kit and make things, which is clever because
Yeah.
you're selling not only to the magazine customer, but you're also selling to another customer as well.
Yeah.
So with the magazines, you've got a lot less space with magazines than what you had 4 months ago. And it's not hurting your magazine sales, is it?
No, like even before, like when we have that big giant fixture at the middle of the shop till near the counter, and it has more like all the home garden and
Yeah.
all the women's weekly, that kind of stuff on the main wall, what you're showing in the picture. Like still we had lots of empty spaces there.
Yeah.
So we thought like we can shift this area to there
Good.
and we can use a little fixture and we can push that back, and we'll see how it goes. So,
Yeah. Look,
and we
I think
use the same fixtures to move at the back,
yep.
and we put all the puzzles.
And these changes that you've made, you're
Yeah.
doing them on a very tight budget, aren't you? You're not spending lots of
No,
money.
we are not spending a lot of money. Like we just removed in that we didn't spend any money. Just we use the same old fixtures and we push them at the back, and
Yep.
we put all the magazines there,
Yep.
and we have a little other fixture. We just put it up there, and
Yep.
yeah, that's it. We didn't spend any money on it.
So here I am in the back of the magazine unit where I was yesterday and looking towards the front of the shop.
Yeah.
And again, this looks fairly traditional, but it's the only part of the shop that looks traditional. You've got a little bit of
Yeah,
station.
that's the area
Yeah.
like
You,
I was mentioning last time when yesterday, like I need to change that area.
yeah. But you've made so many changes,
Yeah.
like this area. This is just wonderful. And let me step people through this because it's kind of you don't necessarily see the detail of what's here, but I love the use of a rug on the floor to really soften the space. You've
Yeah.
got this easy chair for somebody to sit into. Eventually, you're going to have all sorts of fiction here. This is going to be your bookshop nook.
Yeah. That's true.
Um,
Like
but
little
you've
kind of
got a
studio.
bathtub over here, which we'll look at in a second. And I want to look at this little box here at the front. And
Yeah.
so what you've done there to really soften the space, you've sourced these old magazines and old books to
Yeah.
really give the area a lovely feel.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
that's true. Like we are like I usually when I visit some antique place, or even when I do some when I want to buy stuff, I go into Facebook Market
mm,
and find stuff, and when I go visit few other places and to inspire by watching different stores.
yep,
So when I visit some stores, then when I find something interesting in antique shops,
yeah,
I just buy so that it gives that kind of little bit of antique touch.
yep.
Yeah, but still we put other books in it, like people can buy from there.
And just across from there, in that same area, you've got this bathtub, and the
Yeah,
bathtub you're using to display. You've got soap products, bath products there. It makes it look like there's some bubbles in the bathtub.
bubbles.
It's
Yeah,
wonderful. And it really makes that whole area more inviting for people, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
And then above it, you've got this mirror and it says, let your imagination run wild with creative and be creative. And you've got the name of the business on the mirror as well. And it's just
Yeah,
fantastic. And then explain to me these shelves. You've got a few of these shelves in the shop,
yeah,
and these are a Tasmanian timber you were telling me
yeah.
that
That's
you
the
used.
Duan pie.
Yeah,
Duan pie. There's a Tasmanian timber, and it gives a smell when they walk in. People walk into the store. Even that timber will give some smell.
yep. And you
So
sourced that carefully in the sense that you didn't go and chop a tree down and get it. You were able to get
no,
it
no, no.
from timber that was already there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and you've got some post-it notes here, and you're encouraging people to write notes and
Right notes. Yeah,
notes on
that.
there.
Yeah, I got those ideas like by one of your trips and
Yeah,
how you posting things. Like I've seen that in one of the washroom. I think you posted
yeah, at the
like
Rip
they
Roddison.
put all the
Yeah,
stickers and also that I thought we can use that space for little nose like
yeah.
people can engage.
So if we step into that book area and look out across, it looks nothing like a news agency at all. Now you've also got in that area this little
That,
typewriter.
yeah,
You want people to come and either type a note or you might type something on there for people.
just like we thought like when we increase the volume of books, just write the titles of the book. So and it
Yeah,
also gives because it's old. It's a 20 years old typewriter by the way.
yeah,
So people when they walk because we have most of the shoppers are oldies, like our retirement people and all.
yep.
When they walk into the store, they always say, "Ah, I used to type this and all."
Yeah.
And when they bring their grandkids and everything, they make them to type.
Because
Kids
there'd
were
be
not,
kids who'd never see something like
yeah,
this.
no, the kids were just type and spend some time there.
Yeah. That's a lower shot view of the bath. I really love your use of rugs on the floor. It really does soften the look of the shop.
Yeah, use bit of color too.
Yeah. Um, some really lovely messages on there from customers.
Yeah,
Um, and if we look back across to the magazine section, it's not a traditional magazine section. You've got these gifts sitting in front of it, really appealing. It is this whole treasure hunt retail approach where people are drawn into the shop. But if we look at this table, this is just a regular table. And I think you were telling me you got that for about what, $200?
$200 from Facebook
Yeah,
Marketplace.
that's fantastic.
Like it does the job.
Now, at the front of the shop, there's this sign that says row, row, row your boat. And now we see the boat, um, which you're still filling out with stock.
Yeah, yeah,
But you were telling me you've got some maritime product on here,
yeah.
and you're already selling product from here.
Yeah,
People,
I sold one of the hat,
yep,
like a metal hat, like it
yep,
has horns in it and all. So I sold those ones. These all reproduction items.
yep.
Yeah,
And it's a real talking point, isn't it? People
yeah.
see this and they
See,
look at it and they wonder,
it's a free marketing.
yeah, yeah, it's just fantastic. And near the boat, you've also got this truck with this unicorn. Now, the unicorn sells, I imagine, for about $600 or
Yeah, it
thereabout.
is. Yeah,
Now, one of the clever things you're doing with the unicorn is you've got this sign, buy
yeah.
me, and you get a $60 store voucher.
Voucher. Yeah,
And it just helps people understand, there's an opportunity here, buy this, and then you also get that.
that's some. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Now,
the point with the gift vouchers. Like it gives like people when they get the gift voucher, people just spend straight away.
yeah.
Most of them spend straight away and get some other items.
Now you've got your Jellycat set up in this, it looks like they're in a vehicle of some sort. You've got the books there, you've got the Jellycat, and I love this sign,
Yeah,
Mummy, can I have it? Which is just wonderful. It's a wonderful kind of, I guess, a reminder that kids are really, when they're shopping with parents, they like the experience, and you've got product there to help engage with them.
yeah, that's true.
Um, you've got your full range of Christmas cards out, nice and early,
Yeah,
and then you've
it's
got a section of Tasmanian gifts.
yeah,
So this is your nod to kind of serving any tourists that come in or people who want.
tourist. Yeah, because we don't have anything in the area,
Yeah,
and even one there is one. in city used to be there, but they closed. So it's an opportunity. So just we stocked up more
Yep.
Tasmanian products.
And you're putting your pens in these mason jars to make them look a little bit different and present differently.
Yep.
And then you've got some playful toys for kids, you know, sort of squishy things and things like that.
Yeah.
And then there's a section where you've got a whole range of dog and cat lover gifts.
Yeah.
And another table, Facebook Marketplace table.
Yeah, it's a Facebook Marketplace.
Back to the kind of the front of the old tractor. And you've got gifts around. You've got these different levels, which again makes it look not like a traditional retail store. People can go foraging for gifts with you, which I think is part of your goal to help people draw into the store.
Yeah.
And then I saw this thing.
Tractor.
This is just weird, man. This is so weird. It's a sewing machine tractor.
Yeah.
When you look at gifts, I mean, you're clearly not buying things that you want to take home and put with your family.
No. And whatever I buy the stuff, like they all have a value. Like if you buy a traditional fixture, over a time there's people either they give away or they might sell it for less. Like people, even the truck, the grill one.
Yep.
People are asking, can I buy it?
This one here.
The truck, the grill one.
Yeah.
People are asking, and even the one I put unicorn on it.
Yep.
So people wants that because there is one of the collector came. He said, like, I got 30 of those ones and I'm missing that one. Would you be able to swap with some other? I said, no, not at this stage.
Oh, dude, you're a retailer. Why not sell it?
So we can sell that one too.
Put a price on everything.
Yeah.
Put a price on everything, you know, and that creates a problem. You find something somewhere else. You know, I really love, here we are in part of the shop that 4 months ago looked more like a card shop, and now it's cards and gifts, and it just has this really nice, warm feeling to it. Another good use of a table from Facebook Marketplace, a rug underneath to really break it up visually.
Yeah.
And then throughout the shop, you've got these shoes. Are these shoes selling?
Yeah, we sold like 3 pairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going well. We just got a new stock today.
Yep. And you've got bags, you've got all sorts of amazing items. And at the counter, you've got this jewelry.
Yeah, they sell really well.
Yeah.
Stomping's a lady from Queensland.
Yep.
She sells them, and yeah, they're like a quick buyings. They're only $7, and dangles are $15. They're very quick sell, so people can buy something and they walk, they like it and they just grab it.
What I like is some of the choices you've made. You've got this old style scale, and then you've got the Darrell Christmas pudding next to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're making a comment about weight. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what you're going for, but it just makes it visually interesting. And then this is my last photo. I thought this was fascinating. This is a cauldron, and you've got kind of Halloween candy, I guess, sitting in the cauldron.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful. These choices that you're making, because, you know, you have this engineering background.
Yeah.
And your retail experience is really just since you came to Australia, and it was mainly in petrol and convenience. And here you are in what was a news agency, and you're converting it into a far more interesting and engaging and fun retail shop. What drives you to do that?
Because like when I started the news agency here, like 3 years back, like I always see there is a lot of potential for the shop, but I always feel like why the shop is like this.
Yep.
But like, yeah, but slowly like we change, I try to change because I don't have any experience, and when the previous owner, he is also like fair bit of new. We don't have and also sometimes if I want to make some decision, it gives the leverage, like I can make the decision and I can do things. But I also feel like if something happens, because if it is my own thing, I can take a decisions and I can make anything. And if something goes wrong, I can like, okay, it's my mistake, so that's fine, I'll change it or something like that. But as it said, his business, I was like little bit scared to
Yep.
do some things like so I didn't do it, but we did like doing things inside the store. Like slowly I pushed the magazine wall, slowly I got that space. That's when I started. And then when he said like I want to sell the business because he want to enter into construction side,
Mm-hmm.
so I said like I'm interested to buy the business
Mm-hmm.
because I got the experience of the industry and I'm so comfortable because it's my first business. I want to do which is more comfortable to me
Yeah.
because I know ins and out of the business. So I thought like it might be an opportunity. So then
E-
I took over the business.
Each time we meet, and I've seen you at a conference here in Melbourne, and I've been to the shop before, and we met at a couple of meetings in Tassie.
Yeah.
Every time I meet you, you're very happy about the shop, and that happiness is reflected in the shop. The shop
Yes,
itself is a very happy place.
it is.
How important is that to you?
Like it is so important. Like because every new like news agency, like most of some of them are still traditional news agencies, but like it has already that customer base.
Mm,
Like people have already have those customers. Like if I want to start a new business with all the gift shop and everything, and it's bit very hard to get the customer into the walk into the shop. But
yep,
we are as a news agency, we already have that capacity and what like people come into the shop. So when they we already got that opportunity, so we that's what I took it that as an opportunity, and I try to do things inside some interesting and
yeah,
pushes the sales. Like we used to do like 500 margin sale a day.
yep,
Now I push it to 900,
yep,
800.
yep. You also have staff there, and I've met all of your staff members.
Yeah,
Um, they love working there,
they are.
and they tell me that they love the freedom that you give them to express themselves creatively in the shop with displays and buying and things like that. You really put a lot of trust in your staff members, and
Yeah.
they reflect on that trust, I think, in the way they engage with you and engage with the customers and engage with the business. They seem very happy.
Yeah, they are very happy and they have been working here for a long time, like 15, 16 years.
Yep,
And like, and also like when I took over business, started putting every monthly newsletters.
yep,
It's called the Express.
yep,
So I put everything like in it. Like I want what I want in the shop. Like I want this. I'll put as a points.
yep,
And if big lottery games are coming, I'll tell them like this is the things
yep,
coming up. So get ready for those things. And this is our most important prior. I'll make it like a priority one and priority two
yep,
based on the which month we are and all.
yep.
So based on that, they'll change it. Like I'll tell them this is how I want, and like I put the tractor and the grill and everything. But like you can make a nice display with it. Like can put. I'll give a little idea, but like they take everything and they make a nice
So
display.
you'll do the headline, and then they'll come up creatively with what they're going to do to support that.
Yeah, in the display wise,
Yep,
like I tell them that this is how I want,
yep.
and you got the product, you got everything, so you just need nicely display, so and
So,
everything.
um, you've made a conscious choice to create a business that
Mhm.
uh, is interesting, it's appealing, it's changing, and also selling better margin product and higher
Yeah,
price point product. And you know, within the kind of the Indian retailer community, that's not a common thing in news agencies. When we see a lot of Indian people who buy a news agency, they really focus on tobacco and focus on lotteries. And
lotteries.
while you have those categories, your
Yes.
real focus is in these other categories that are going to bring people in for buying higher price point items, better margin items. Why do you think your approach is different to what we see with a lot of
It
other?
also depends on the individual perspective of the business, and also like it also sometimes when I say it's reflect my personality
Yep,
to the store, and like I want something like that, not just like a tobacco or something like that. I want something interesting. You
yep.
can't put something interesting in the tobacco.
Yeah, and tell me
All-
how important I mean, do you see the shop as a reflection on your local community?
Yes, like people like now slowly, like when we change everything, like
Yep,
it has a good engagement even before,
yep,
but like after all the changes I made, like even the sale was gone up,
yep,
and even I can see different new customers walking to the store,
yep,
and they are just buying, like even like we used to sell uh some $90 or $100,
yep.
but now we are selling, it gives a little leverage, like I can sell like even 300,
$300
400.
price. Yeah, exactly. You were
So
telling me yesterday that with the changes, the tables and the rugs and just the painting, you've spent not much more than 3,000.
not, no, not much more than 3,000.
And I think that's really important because you've shown that you can do it through do it yourself,
Yeah,
not spending a crazy amount of money. And you've
because the
that's interesting.
yeah, because I asked one of the shop fitter to move that cabinet, the
Yep.
book shelving cabinet. It used to be near the magazines.
Yeah.
I asked them to move that magazine behind that wall
Mhm.
and take some of the middle fixture. They told me 7,500. I said like I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
Then one of the driver, like we have one of the we still do the paper deliveries.
Yep.
So one of the driver's son, he's a builder. So I asked him, I just want to move this uh, cabinet to the back wall. Can you do it for me? How much you want? Then he said like, no, that's okay. I can do it for 700.
Yep. Yep.
So
Look,
it,
I think we've all got to do that in retail, don't we? We've got to find ways to be
yeah,
cost effective
yeah,
in
need to
our
do.
approach.
Yeah, so it didn't cost much, 7,700.
Um, Now you've made all these changes. I know you're not done. You want to make more changes in the shop.
No, more change. But like want to like even like whatever I'm doing the change, it's not in a day, or it's not like straight away. Like I
Yeah.
made it like slowly, like face by face, so that people will understand. Oh, he's doing slowly, slowly, slowly.
Yep.
It's like engaging, even at the same time engaging people
Yep.
to the shop.
Yep.
Like if I change everything straight away, they will be like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
Yep.
So, but like that comfort zone, like the when I started, because of the big chain, we got a magazine stand.
Yep.
That's where my comfort zone to play for starting with, because I don't lose anything, because I won't lose. It won't affect any sales.
Yep.
Either it can increase sales, it won't affect sales,
Yeah.
because
It
whatever
won't
I
hurt.
did in that space, it's
Yep.
only like putting more products in it. So either it will increase sale, or it won't. I'm sure like it won't affect any sale. So I said like, okay, that's fine. So now I'll start with here. So we'll see how it goes. So and I started everything there in that line. Everything looks so good.
And
Then I went
you've also done this. You've got this online
on
business
like,
that
yeah,
you're setting up called the Tassie Mart,
yeah,
and this is really brand new. And you've got a beautiful range of products on there again that reflect. And you talk about the story. You show some of what it's like. These are different photos from different times in the shop. You show some of what's is there, and this online business is helping you reach customers who wouldn't normally come to the shop.
yeah. We still didn't make any sale yet, but like
It's
soon we
only the
gonna
website's
like
only been
we
out
did.
what a
It's
couple
only
of weeks,
fairly
hasn't it?
new. Yeah, it's fairly new.
Yeah, very new.
So like need to do a little promotion in the
Yep.
things.
Look, I think over time, you need to do that and maybe write a couple of blog posts to get some
Blog
news
post,
on
yeah.
there, and help your website get found. But websites, once you launch them in small business, can take a month or two to find their first customers. And once you find the customers, you then
Yeah,
start
it
to
will
get sales.
and yeah, that's true.
Now, again, you've taken a traditional news agency and you're making it as something that's fun and appealing. I
Yeah.
really want to kind of leave with this question. Um, what would you say to somebody who's got a traditional news agency today? They haven't made changes and they look at what you've done and they say, I don't know if I've got the energy to do all of that stuff. What would you say to them to encourage them to
Like
do?
if they really want to change it, it doesn't take much time. It's very simple. It's not a like a you no need to buy big fixtures or anything. It's very fairly easy to change everything, but you need to come forward and do that. because you already have a lot of customers in a news agency. So you need to, everyone should take an opportunity.
Yep.
So that like to change that traditional fixtures to turn like a something interesting. That's what I feel like. If you have more interesting, I feel like you will get more customers, and it will obviously you'll increase the sale.
Right. Isn't it fascinating that as we try new things and put new things into our shop, things possibly that we thought may not work, when we see them work, it's always a lesson and
Yeah,
it encourages us to go further.
yeah. We never thought we'll sell a shoe. We sold shoes. Like even we started when we started the clothing, the pajamas.
Mm,
I like when Seria and I follow some of the pages. Like when I follow, I saw the clothes. Maybe we'll try that. And I
mm.
start like they are moving. So
And
like it's always like trying things, and
yeah,
if it's not if it's not going well, then just move out of that and introduce some other range and work on it.
like the car that you haven't got a price on, you'll go and put a price on that now, and
Yeah,
somebody might buy that.
yeah,
And the tractor, the front of the tractor, the
yeah.
same thing. And I mean, that's the funny thing. When you do things like that, and if people spend money with you, it encourages you to go further and see how far you can take it.
That's true. And all whatever I have fixtures, everything is like I can change everything. It's now very
Yeah,
simple. Before it's very difficult for me because they all are like standard fixtures.
yeah.
We can't uh we can't move anywhere. They are like they stay like that. Like but with whatever I have now all the fixtures, it's only hardly takes like one day, like change everything. The store will be entirely brand new again.
Yeah.
It
I
will be
think that's
nice and
one of the things
fresh.
about using fixtures that aren't from a shop fitter. By
Yeah,
using the tables like you're using, you've got a
yeah,
lot of flexibility.
yeah. Lot of flexibility. That's true.
Ravi, I think you are an inspiration to retailers. I think what you're doing at your shop in Prospect Marketplace is fantastic. You should be very proud of it. Keep making the changes.
Yeah, I will.
And thank you very much for sharing your story.
No, thank you so much.